treasure, riches untold. International stacker, here to say.
Mic check 1 2 3 4. How can you guys hear me? Am I loud and clear? How's the music? How are you guys feeling this morning? Boy, is it gonna be an explosive opening. Silver and gold are striking back. Who's ready? Smash that like button. We're getting started here in exactly 4 minutes and 30 seconds.
To find treasure hunting, one of a kind. Join the crew, let's explore, stack up wealth and so much more. Chasing that mill.
We're getting started here in 4 minutes. Smash that like button. Get excited. 4 minutes, we're starting. Top off that coffee.
Silver dream shining bright. Roll the dice, take a chance. Treasure calls, we're in a dance. Silver shines, goes the glow. Stack it high, watch it grow. Giveaways for all, feel the thrill. International, stack 'em that mill. So hit that sub, join the quest. Riches await, you're the best. International stacker, stacking strong. Silver, gold, where you belong.
Who's ready?
Chasing that mill. So hit that sub, join the quest. Riches await, you're the best.
3 minute warning. 3 minute warning.
Strong,
Let's go.
gold, where you belong.
Get it up.
Chasing that mill. Chasing that mill.
It's chasing that mill. M-I-L-L mill. Come on.
Tabs are grooving side to side. Ocean waves where dreams collide. Claws are up, the beat we chase. Treasure gleaming, golden space.
Warning, smash that like button if you're excited. Get those claws up.
Silver is the
Let's see some crabs in chat.
nation. Dance with me.
Let's go.
Gold and silver, who wants it all? Are you ready for the mega gold?
Who wants free silver?
We're the crew, the Shell Brigade. Treasures found, the music's played. Get your claws up, don't be late. Yeah, join the party night and day. Gold and silver is the key. Crustacean nation, dance with me.
Let's get it. 1 minute warning. 1 minute warning. Hit that like button. Get excited.
Tidal rhythms in the sand. Shiny
Let's go.
oils laid by hand. We're the crew,
We're the crew.
brigade.
Who's part of the Shell Brigade?
The music's played.
Yes.
Get your claws up in the sky.
Let's go.
International stacker, he's our guy.
Let's go.
Gold and silver is the key. Crustacean nation, dance with me.
Get it up. Let's get it. 30-second warning.
Dance with me. Dance with me.
We're going to do the old school intro again this morning. Old school intro here.
With me. Dance with me.
Fun fact, this is actually me walking through the desert in Saudi Arabia.
One stacker.
I filmed this in Riyadh, Saudi Arabia.
Journey to find
Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. The name's International Stacker, coming to you live from Key West, Florida, where I'm closer to Cuba than a Walmart. I am sipping on Mrs. International Stacker's famous, delicious coffee. Where are you at in the world? What are you sipping on this morning or this evening? Over 1,800 videos around the world on gold and silver adventures. Literally, we've been everywhere. Just come to my channel, go here and type in wherever you want to see. Like Ireland. We got videos in Ireland. How about England? We got videos in England. How about Dubai? We got videos in Dubai. How about Africa? We got videos in Africa. Why, ladies and gentlemen? Because we travel the world on gold and silver adventures with y'all starting to and helping direct the journey. And boy, oh boy, were we on a journey last night. Last night in After Hours, silver changed its name officially to Twisted Sister because they said we're not going to take it. We hit a high last night of $87.99, and now we're crab walking, which is pretty bullish here. And we're going to see trading start to pick up here in exactly 8 minutes and 5 seconds. We'll start to see New York trade. The volume should pick up, and I've got some crazy stuff to update you on right now. Let's check the silver futures price. Hold up. 86.83, 86.83. Let's see where we're at here. 86. All right, we have been in backwardation all morning. We're not in backwardation right now. We're in contango, but we're going to keep an eye on that. Let's go to gold here. Gold is at 4,909, heading for 5,000 is our next target for gold. But let's put a intermediary target in here real quick. And then I've got some breaking data that's going to blow your minds, I'm sure. I'm sure of it. So we're going to put a target here. And we're also going to put a target here. Okay, so we got some intermediary points to get to there. Let's do the same thing with silver here. Okay. Our next decisive target we want to break is 87.36. And then as we go this way, we'll just go right there. Okay, we got some targets there to hit with silver. Now, I've got some important information to show you. First off, it's official. The Shanghai Futures Exchange started to trade again. Everyone told me I was crazy. They said, it's a Chinese holiday. It's this, it's that. No, they literally shut it down. It's fact now. It's proof. They shut it down Friday. They kept it shut down Sunday evening. It started trading yesterday live on air, then they shut it down. Now, was it still technically trading? Yes, but with major guardrails on, hence the chart was not populating. So, in essence, it was shut down. And then it started trading again last night. Look at this. It looks like it had more limitations there, but it ended up at $93.24. We should start to see the Shanghai Futures Exchange chart move here soon. So remind me if I don't go back here. We're going to keep our eyes on that. And the gold to silver ratio has been kind of crab walking, 56.53 to 1. But here's the big news. I saw this morning. Now, this is the COMEX. This is their data. And remember, before all the craziness, they on average, these would on average, here's the smallest one right here, 115,000 contracts. In normal times, you're talking 60 to 80,000 contracts, which represents 300 to 400 million paper ounces a day. This right here at 115,000 contracts, that is almost double the normal, and that's the smallest bar on this chart. So the norm has been broken with this chart. And in 2025 billion ounce days, remember, so right here, for instance, on January 14th, if you do the math, which is January 14th, 253,000 contracts, that is 1.26 billion paper ounces, totally unheard of. But in 2025, only 22 days were over a billion that I could find. And look at what we've done already. This is January. This right here, what is that, the 14th? This is 1.26 billion, 1.19 billion. This here is 1.16 billion. So that was 3 days right there. And look at this. I looked this morning. I'm like, oh, did we not break a billion ounces yesterday? What the heck? I did the math. This is 1.016 billion. So now we're at 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 days in a row. It's a billion ounces or more the new norm? Is 1 billion ounces or more the new norm? Look at this. So this right here, the 26, this was 1.8 billion, followed by 1.36 billion, followed by 1.02 billion, 1.134 billion, 1.842 billion, 1.06 billion. What makes this so disgusting is, remember, we produce about 835 million ounces a year globally mining. We consume about 1.2 billion annually in a year. And here you're seeing 1.8, 1 billion, 1.2 trade in a day. How disgusting is that? Thank you so much to Charlie Likes the Shiny for the $2 super chat and for being a channel member. Gap up from 71. It's not on the chart. It is on the chart. We actually have a new one. So this gap up here, 71. I'm not tracking a gap up on 71. The last gap up we had to fill was here, 72.83 to 73.32, and we filled that. We filled that. I'm not tracking any other gap ups. I think I deleted the other ones. But we do have a new gap up here from 79.57 to 80.58. So it's possible in the future we drop back down to fill that gap. All gaps must be filled most of the time. Sometimes they're not, but most of the time they are. So it's possible we have a run, consolidate, bounce back, fill that gap, and go higher. Get not a financial advisor, just some dude on the internet with crabs. So we'll see what happens there. But I'm not tracking a gap up at 71. So anyways, thank you, Jeff Stout, $5 super chat, and for being a channel member, saying, let's go. So anyways, I just thought that was totally crazy. Again, when I looked at this, I was like, oh, we didn't break 1 billion. I thought for sure we broke 1 billion yesterday with all the price action, and sure enough, we did. It just looks small. So now we're at 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 days in a row of over 1 billion. And on this chart here, we have 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. This chart right here, 10 of the days are over 1 billion. Here's the question to you guys. Is 1 billion ounces or more going to become the new norm? What do you guys think? Is that going to become the new norm? Put billion in chat if you think so. I think it certainly could be possible if the big bankers keep pushing, because they're up to their antics and tricks. And that attack we saw the other day, it was not normal price action. It wasn't because the federal chair was announced. It was an excuse they latched onto. And what happened nearly at the bottom, not quite the absolute bottom like everyone's saying, it was nearly at the bottom. JP Morgan Chase covered their shorts at $78.29. So I like to give you guys the straight facts, okay? I don't like to be super hyperbolic. And there's a lot of people out there saying at the exact bottom, JP Morgan Chase exited. Now, did they exit at the bottom? Yes, but they exited here. So the exact bottom would have been here, 73.32. So again, I'm always going to give it to you straight on this channel, not sugarcoat it. Try not to sensationalize it. I do get excited sometimes, but I'm going to shoot it to you guys straight. So did they cover it at the exact bottom, which would say they had total control? No. But did they take advantage? I believe that attack, again, I do not think it was anything having to do with normal. The biggest attack on silver in history. I think it was a banker rescue operation to help big banks cover their shorts. And why is that important? Because banks literally go bust when you don't do that. That's right. Capital Bank and Trust in Chicago got taken down, went bankrupt. The FDIC stepped in and said, you're coming with us. Let's go over here to X, previously known as Twitter. Make sure you guys are following me on here. INTL Stacker. International when it fit. And thank you, Dirty Toker, for the $2 super chat. That is mega with Daisy. Guys, on this channel, we go on trips around the world, and you guys tell me what to do. And it wasn't that long ago you all told me to get on a camel.
Take the camel, guys. Camel cam, guys. Eshesam here.
The name Daisy.
Daisy the camel, guys. There you go. Oh, wow. Look at the 3 pyramids, guys.
And for all those joining, the name's International Stacker, coming to you live from Key West, Florida, where I'm closer to Cuba than a Walmart, sipping on Mrs. International Stacker coffee. Where are you at in the world? What are you sipping on? And ladies and gentlemen, you gotta subscribe. Why? Because I'm giving away 25 ounces of silver, literal pounds of copper, and some gold in my upcoming mega giveaway. So I'm gonna drop a link in chat for you guys to enter the giveaway now. But at 61,700 subscribers, we are going to be doing the big show. So enter the mega GA here. GA is short for giveaway. So I'm putting the link in chat. You got to be subscribed anyway. So you might as well subscribe, enter the contest, maybe win some free gold, silver, or copper. And ladies and gentlemen, we just did it. We just took out our first target here. Silver just took out our first target here. We're heading higher to the next one. Let's check gold. Let's check gold. Gold is coiling, not yet ready to go, but silver is going. Let's see what we could do here. But yeah, you might as well subscribe, enter the Mega Gaw, maybe win some silver, and see a big show. It's a win-win. And some say, if you haven't seen a big show, you haven't lived. Wow. And I've been getting crazy comments online. A lot of people like, it's crashing. It's silver and gold are stupid. You lost. I just want to remind you guys, in 2025, silver is up 148.8% in 2025 alone. Gold is up 88.7%. In 2026, silver increased 19.6% in the first month. Gold 13.2%. We had the highest monthly close for both metals in history. Ladies and gentlemen, we have not yet begun. And thank you so much. We are now at 61,625 subscribers. Make sure you keep subscribing, and we're only about 80 likes away from 400. I'm certain we could do that. Let's go here to some breaking silver news and stuff I want to show you guys. Again, follow me at INTL Stacker on X, previously known as Twitter. Breaking, Kitco Hong Kong is down. I was alerted by a subscriber, one of y'all, that this site they had previously bought American Silver Eagles from overseas has been down off and on for days. What is going on in Hong Kong? So when you guys email me or tweet me intelligence, live on the ground intelligence, I verify it and then I put it out. So anything you guys can share with me from wherever you're at in the world can actually help people and help us understand the whole picture. Here's Scottsdale Mint talking about the emergency halt of UBS China fund tied to global sell-off. And I said, I was one of the first to put this out, and people told me I was crazy, that it was a holiday. And it wasn't. Now, this is mega. Okay, so this is somebody in the UK watching the UK LBMA, London Bullion Metals Association Open. And obviously I wasn't live, but guys, the music for the channel, Chasing That Mill, Crustacean Nation Anthem, and the new song We Are Stackers is available on iTunes, on Apple Music, all that. So he was bumping it as he was watching the silver price climb there. So he was having his own crab live stream, I guess. Party, more like a party. And I said, now this is mega. The music is out now and you can start your own crab streams. And we did a crab raid last night. So we did the channel member only war room was last night. And thank you again to all the channel members. Channel members get access to channel member only live streams in the war room here on YouTube. What happens in the war room stays in the war room. And again, a shout out to all the Diamond Claws members. I have not updated this since yesterday, but thank you to all the Diamond Claws members. Who in chat has Diamond Claws?
Diamond Claws.
Anyways, we did a little mini crab raid last night. Some call it a MCR, a mini crab raid. And we went over to Lucky Luke Coins, and he's been trying to break 750 subscribers for forever, for a year plus. And we did a raid just with the channel members from the war room, and we put him over 800. So hopefully he's live later today or tonight. If so, I want to try to get him over 1,000 because that's really big for creators. You can monetize, and I want to help him out. I really do. I love helping out smaller creators. So this was from Variable saying that crab raid last night was rewarding. That's right, because when we did the crab raid, guys, he gave away silver, and some of you channel members won the silver. And if we go there later, it might be today, it might be a later day, hopefully today, if he's live. If we go there later and help him break 1,000, he's going to give away more silver. So it's a little flash giveaway. Some call it the Silver Stimulus program. And here, I tweeted that out last night when we were in there. Let's see what else news here. Shout out to 305. He picked this up the other day. And just what I was talking about, the U.S. Assay Office, if you find these rounds or bars for cheap, you know, close to spot, a little bit over, they're actually pretty collectible for a lot of folks. So that's a great pickup there. And I thought this meme was so funny, guys. Look at this right here. $72 an ounce last month. That's us. $72 an ounce today. We're like walking through the winter. Okay, and New York is trading. and New York is trading now. And boy, channel members, what does that look like to you? To me, that looks like BGC forming. We're going towards the next target of $87.99. Wow. Wow. Me for the last few days. Also me knowing that the beginning of a bull run. You got it, SoFlo. Stay the course, everybody. Remember, not a financial advisor, just some dude on the internet, but you have not lost until you have sold. And we've got diamond claws here on this channel. Oh, we took out our first target on gold here. So gold, we took out our first target. Let's go ahead and pick another target here before we're on to our next one. And for the love of God, again, not a financial advisor, but don't get leveraged, guys. Do not get leveraged in the paper market. You can have exponential losses, and the big bankers will destroy you and your family bloodline without even blinking an eye. They don't care about you. So for the love of God, be responsible, trade within your means, stack within your means. Remember, gold and silver physical stacking is a longer-term game. It's not short-term. Can you short-term right now maybe make some cash on it? Yeah. But usually the recommendations at least a year or longer hold. So remember, stacking physical metals is usually a mid to longer term operation, not short term. Although I have been able to do some flips and others have short term. You just can't bank on it because of market volatility. But look at this now. We're pushing towards our next target of 87.99 here. New York is open and trading, and people are hungry for silver after they've been smashing it down. And Owen, one of our subscribers and channel members from Ireland, is saying, when are you going to get a couple second clip from Danger Zone? Okay, let me write that down. Danger Zone. Let me write that down. Danger Zone. I'm going to write that down. A Danger Zone scene. We need that. Because what he's talking about, ladies and gentlemen, it's from 8:15 to 8:30 a.m., that 15-minute block. That is the witching hour. That is the danger zone, so to speak, and we're about, what are we, 8 minutes away from that. That is traditionally when we see attacks in New York. It doesn't mean they always happen, and it doesn't mean they can't attack before or after. They certainly can, but that is the most common time traditionally of when they would attack. So we will be entering the danger zone here in just 7 minutes. So we're going to keep covering that. But this is the funniest meme ever, though. $72 last month. We're on yachts, sipping wine. 72 now, we're like going through the tundra. Please put an F in chat for the COMEX. So this is Bob the Bullion. Air said code red register drain. He does this all the time. He covers this daily. Since October, negative 85 million ounces have flown out of the vaults in the COMEX. That's 45%. In January alone, you're talking 23.2 million, 18.3%. The cavalry eligible is a deserting. Drop of 20.8 million in January. March, a 459 million ounce demand, and only 100. So this is what I've been talking about. And March, guys, March is the biggest delivery month ever. And currently right now, it's looking like the demand is 459. Now, all those people won't demand delivery. Some will roll it. They'll offer people sweetheart deals to roll it to the next one. But as of right now, the demand is 459 million ounces of silver in March, but currently there's only 104 million ounces to supply it. And what happens when the COMEX breaks and there's a run on the bank and they can't meet the demand? Well, there's something called force majeure. And this technically is supposed to be, it's in a lot of contracts, by the way, and not just silver and gold, but it's supposed to be if there's some big emergency, like a disaster or a global pandemic or a war, that they can cash settle people. So right now, people, and by people, I mean specialized traders, big industrial partners, big banks, they can request physical delivery. You and me, we can't. You got to be some big registered entity to do it. But what force majeure in this context means is they can say there's some big emergency happening, and instead of giving the physical silver, which they're bound to do, they can cash settle these 459 million ounces, and they can do that for whatever market price they set at that time. They could crash the silver price down to whatever, say it's $110 at that point. They crash it down to 60. They paper settle all of them and then let the price run again. So that's a dirty little secret. So that's another example of how you can just get destroyed by the big banks and why you should not get leveraged. So that's a big thing happening there. And MBA Economics also says, how long will this until the CME, guys, CME stands for COMEX, the COMEX group. How long until the CME raises margins again on silver after today? Since it appears they're trying to crash spot like they did in 2011, I expect another margin raise by Wednesday. The outcome will not be the same as 2011, though. Physical is an issue now, and silver demand is global, and I so agree with that. If you go to my channel, go to videos latest, I talk about a couple things here. One, this one right here, silver shortage 2026, why physical prices will explode no matter what. I talk about what's going to happen with the physical market decoupling from the paper market there. And then there was one other tweet I was thinking about. Oh, yeah, wait, margin rate. Oh, why didn't it work? Okay, yeah. Also here, if you go here to silver nuked, emergency alert, banker slam silver hard. Can the market survive? This is the history of margin nukes. It talks about the margin nukes in 2011 and 1980, why they worked then and why they're not working now. So those are two good videos for you guys to watch to get some more context if you're interested. And again, the name's International Stacker, coming to you live from Key West, Florida, where I'm closer to Cuba than a Walmart. 2,000 people watching. Thank you so much. We're 80 likes from 500. Keep smashing it. And the next big show is at 61,700 subscribers. And I'm giving away 25 ounces of silver, pounds of copper, and some gold. You got to enter the Mega Guy. You got to be subscribed to do it. So you might as well subscribe, enter the Mega Guy, maybe get some free silver, copper, or gold, and see a big show. Who's with me? And ladies and gentlemen, we've got a red candle here on the silver chart, and some channel members are putting the baby gator into chat. So here's what happens. Some scientists say that 90% of the time, every time, we issue the baby gator call, it can turn a red candle green, or at least take a big chomp out of it. Ladies and gentlemen, I was live streaming from Boca Raton, Florida. You all told me to call for a gator.
Okay, I'm gonna try to do the baby gator noise. Here we go. How do you do the baby gator noise? Yeah. I don't know. Whoa, whoa, what was that? It was a giant lizard just jumped. That thing was massive. I thought I actually summoned an alligator for a second there.
It was a massive lizard. It was actually an iguana, but I thought for a second, I'm like, wow, I've never tried to call a gator before with a baby gator noise, and did it just work? And am I going to walk out of this situation with a nub? Fortunately, I left with all my digits. And Chassis saying, what was so special about the Morgan dollar that streamer was watching last night found? Oh, that wasn't a Morgan dollar. That was a Barber half dollar from New Orleans Mint. Oh, so he's going to check if it's a key date. It was in pretty good shape. So, Barber half dollars can be worth a lot of money. I shouldn't say money, paper fiat currency, if they're in good enough shape. So he's going to check that. Ladies and gentlemen, the baby gator worked. We're about to take out our next target. Wow. It's science. Ladies and gentlemen, the baby gator is science. We did it. We just took out the next target. Could you imagine if the baby gator is like worked 100% of the time, and countries like would fly me in to like their trading floors to do the baby gator when their markets was crashing? Like they would just fly me around the world on a private jet from market to market, and I'd go out on the floor. There'd be a hush. Everyone would be quiet and listen, and then I go, I can't do it. I'm trying. I can't do the baby gator. Burton Vlogs did train me at the Fun Coin Show. I got it on video. I gotta write that tune. I need the baby gator update. Baby gator update. I'm just so busy with all this stuff, guys. Editing, shorts, live stream schedules, research, just staying on top of all the topics so I can answer your guys' questions. It's a lot, but I'm keeping up. What's your thoughts on the 100-ounce silver contracts? Oh, do you guys want the watchouts? Thank you for that. I've got the watchouts for this week. If you want to hear the watchout situations, put watchout in chat. Because guess what? That question's one of the watchouts. With each margin rate hike, would expectations of further, more frequent hikes start to get baked into prices? I mean, interpolation, I mean, people expect it, but baked in, no. And honestly, long term, short term, it can be bearish to the price, but long term, it's bullish. And this time around, it's actually been working out for us because it's shaking more of the shorts out. Traditionally, it shakes out more of the longs, but a lot more of the shorts have been getting shaken out. And remember, the margin rate hike switched for the first time ever, beginning of January, to a notional margin rate hike. Okay, so a notional margin rate hike of 8% is where it started. Or was it 9%? It was 8 or 9%. I can't remember I think it was 9%. So basically, it was as silver price increased, that 9% would scale up, and that's how much margin folks would have to cover. Because remember, when you're trading on the COMEX, you're leveraged. You only have to pay 9% of the cost for 5,000 ounces of silver to trade 5,000, but you're on the hook for everything. It's called a good faith deposit. So they went to 9%, and then they recently changed it from 9 to 11%. And then they just yesterday went into effect yesterday. They changed it from 11 to 15%. Some people say just put it to 100% and let's discover the true price of silver. Let's go. Okay, so let's cover. Here's the weekly watchouts. When I did that baby Gator call in Boca Raton, I was giving you guys watchouts every single day because how the market was moving. But now I'm going to be doing weekly watchouts. So here's your weekly watchouts. Watchout number 1, the government is still shut down. Don't you dare step foot in a public park, a federal park. Don't you dare. So what happens with the government shutdowns? Like a lot of ancillary stuff stops. Like you can't go to national parks, monuments, reporting and stuff. All that stuff gets shut down. But is the government really shut down? No. But the government shutdown does affect reporting. So we're having funding lapses. That creates uncertainty. That can send people to gold and silver as safe haven. But the lack of reports is the big deal. So if it goes on for long, we might have another month without reports on employment and all these different things. Reports that are critical for the stock market and a lot of different analysts. So that could affect the stock market. Stock market goes down. That could affect gold and silver. So again, keep an eye out for that. Watch out situation number 2 currently is geopolitical risks. And wow, we've got 2,100 people on the stream. We're only 13 likes away from 500. I know we can do it. Keep smashing it. So geopolitical risks, you know, escalating tensions. Look what's going on around the world look what happened with Venezuela. Look what's happening with Iran, with our carrier strike group there off the coast. Look what's going on. Continue with Russia and Ukraine. Look at the geopolitics across the EU with the United States over Greenland. Look at all the stuff that's going on. And again, this channel, I never talk about politics for or against. What I do is I cover geopolitics, things that are going to affect you and me through gold and silver. Okay, so the next thing we want to be watching out for is February 6th. We have PCE inflation data. So that's a core Fed metric. So if it's hotter than expected, you could see gold and silver go higher and to hedge the demand. So that's coming. The FOMC meeting that happened last week where the Federal Reserve decides if they're going to raise or lower or keep interest rates the same. The minutes are released here this week on the 5th. So sometimes the minutes are a bit different than what the brief was. So reading through the tea leaves on that, you know, you could have a more hawkish tone in the minutes that could strengthen the US dollar and put some short-term pressure on precious metals. So keep an eye out for that. And then the second to the last watch out situations is the COMEX has the 100-ounce contract. So the COMEX, amid unprecedented retail buying pressure, said that on February 9th, so it's technically next week, but I'm going to warn you now, February 9th, next week, this is a small contract. Remember, right now to trade on the COMEX, if you go here to specs, every one contract of silver is 5,000 troy ounces. That's what it represents. So you're talking about a lot of cash there, even 15% of the total cost of 5,000 physical ounces of silver. That's a big deal. So next week on February 9th, they're launching a new smaller contract of only 100 physical ounces. Now, here's the thing with that. This one, you can demand delivery and get physical silver. It's backed by physical silver. The 100-ouncer, you cannot demand delivery. The only way you can settle is for cash. So the new smaller contract, it starts February 9th. It could potentially shift some liquidity around. We could see some volatility. We could see some spikes. I think the jury's still out on if it's going to like be bullish or bearish for silver. I think it's designed to get people like you and me, silver stackers, to go like, well, silver's so heavy and it takes up so much room. And like, guys, I've shown you a million times, silver really doesn't take up that much room. This right here is over 1,000 ounces of silver, and it's like that deep. Okay, it does not take up a lot of room, but they're going to tell you it takes up a lot of room, and you can get robbed, and there can be a natural disaster. So they're going to feed you all that stuff, and I think they're going to try to get the small retail investors into these 100-ounce contracts to keep you trapped in the system to ultimately smash you down. So again, not a financial advisor, just some dude on the internet with crabs, but do not get leveraged. Do not trust the big banks. Remember, if you do not hold it, you certainly don't own it. And as Lynette Zhang says, shields are made with metal, silver, and gold. If you don't hold it, ladies and gentlemen, You literally do not own it. Do not trust the big banks. Who's with me? Oh, someone's dueling me right now. Okay, I'll do them. Oh, and someone left a comment the other day. They were super confused. So the first off, in chat, the longer you stay in live streams or premieres, you earn a digital currency called claws, like a crab claw. It is not a cryptocurrency. It's not a pump and dump scheme. It's just a fun digital currency that you can only use here in chat. But you can use it to duel each other. You can use it to play games like Heist and Slots and Gamble and all this stuff. You can just do exclamation games in chat or exclamation commands. I'll do it right now. And it will tell you all the commands you could do in chat. So that stuff's meant just to be fun for people who like to do multiple things at once. I'm one of those people. So that's what that's for. Now, generally, it's worth nothing. It gives you nothing. But in the last Mega God, the person that had the most claws, I gave a special award to. Should I do it again this Mega God? Who wants free silver? Who wants free silver? I am giving away 25 ounces of silver, pounds of gold, or pounds of copper, not pounds of gold, not pounds of gold, pounds of copper, and some gold in my upcoming giveaway this Saturday. You're running out of time to enter it. You got to be subscribed. You got to enter in the link I'm dropping in chat. So I'm dropping a link in chat. If you can't go to chat, just go to my channel, go to videos, go to latest. It's right here. The second before last video I dropped, 2,400 epic silver giveaway. It says 21 ounces there, but now we're up to 25. And I got to go to the post office today to pick up a special silver that was made for us for this giveaway by Reckless Metals himself. So it's pretty sweet. It's pretty mega. As a matter of fact, I'll show you guys what it looks like. Hold up. Hold up. Wait a minute. Oh my gosh. Okay. I got to show you guys two things. First off, here is the silver round that Reckless Metals sending. International stacker. It's the battle crab, the skull battle crab going to war. So I'm getting 3 of those coming to you guys. And I was joking with them the other day on stream. I was like, you need to do a design for the Devil's Tea Bag, the DTB. Look what he made. The Devil's Tea Bag. Maybe that should be the next emoji. Oh my gosh, that is hilarious. So we're adding more gold, we're adding more silver, we're adding more copper daily to this Mega God. This Mega God is definitely getting mega-er, but is it mega enough? Let me know in chat, is it mega enough? Or do you want it mega-er? Let's check here on gold. Gold's on a green candle, crab walking. The next big catalyst this morning on the charts is going to be at 9:30 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. That's an hour and 7 minutes from now, and that is when the New York Stock Exchange starts trading. That's going to be the next big catalyst. And the last big attack we had, it started right after, 25 minutes after the stock exchange opened. So we'll see what happens there. The Tiger Stacker, $5 super chat, and he's been a member for a long time. Thank you so much, Tiger Stacker. Said, IS giving crabs all the time, just like Typhoid Mary. You all need to avoid him and get antibiotics. Y'all need to avoid him and get antibiotics. The one channel where you come with nothing. Sometimes you leave with silver. Sometimes you leave with gold or copper, but you certainly leave with crabs. I hope someone created a silver-backed blockchain called a Claws. That'd be funny. At what silver price can you actually retire from your day job? I don't think I'll ever retire from my day job. I love what I do. I love gold and silver. I love this channel for you guys. I love emergency management. And my plan with my silver and gold stacks to build generational wealth. Have it in my retirement as emergency if I need it, but hopefully hand it to the next generation. So I don't think I'll ever stop. You ain't stopping me, bankers. JP Morgan Chase comes to me. They're like, we will give you 500,000 claws if you stop live streaming every day. For the love of God, as silver's pushing towards our next target here, $88.35. Next target's $88.68. Let's see if we can do it. Gold is starting to pump here a little bit too. Oh, breaking. Shanghai Futures Exchange is open. Gap up. We have a gap up Shanghai Futures Exchange. And breaking news, after the big tamp down, after the big attack, look at that, bang! We are headed back to be over $100 an ounce again soon in the Shanghai Futures Exchange, currently trading at $97.89 equivalent. Wow. Are the bankers in this room with us now? They could be. They could definitely have some spies in here. Let me ask you guys a question. Is anyone out there lonely, looking for somebody special? Because I met a bachelorette when I was in Poland, and she's strong. She handles gold, silver, and copper all day. She's looking for a suitor in chat. So if there's any suitors in chat, prepare your best line for Viola.
Yep. What's the robot's name?
Viola.
Viola.
Ladies and gentlemen, she's different. So if you're interested in dating a Viola, if you're a suitor, put your best pickup line in chat. Keep it G-rated, please. MF Bass, thank you for becoming a channel member. Remember, all channel members get access to channel member-only live streams in the War Room. I did one last night. What happens in the War Room stays in the War Room. Clothing is not optional. You must come fully clothed. And again, a big shout out to all the Diamond Claws members of the chat, members in the chat of the channel. Really appreciate y'all. Who in chat has Diamond Claws?
Diamond claws.
Yes. Woo. That's Viola. She is the robot in the Germanium Mint. She handles up to kilo bars. Kilos. Viola is way too susceptible to viruses for me, says Rob. That's funny. There's some funny stuff in chat right now. Someone's like, I think I need some coffee. I think I need to wake up. Currently trading at $88.26 silver, 4,926 gold, headed back towards 5,000. Let's see if we're in backwardation again. 88.17. Ladies and gentlemen, we're back in backwardation. And remember, backwardation is when the silver futures price is cheaper than the current silver spot price, and that signals instability in the market. Silver shortages in the vaults. Big bankers would rather pay premium for silver now than buy it later. So we are in backwardation. That is not, it's become normal, but it's not normal. Owen is saying it is only when you do the baby gator or anyone can do it. That will determine if we can get flown out. I'm a bit behind on the stream due to being at work. It's okay, Owen. It's okay. Jimmy Reefer saying, Viola, you have the most beautiful optical sensors I've ever seen. That's so funny. Woo, Viola. Oh, Viola. Who wants some of my silver? Who wants some of my gold? You're running out of time. Enter my mega giveaway, otherwise known as a mega go. I'm dropping the link in chat again. You got to be subscribed to enter it. And ladies and gentlemen, we are only 44 subscribers away from the next big show, and we're pushing for our next target here. We just took our next target on silver. That's a BGC if I've ever seen one. Channel members, BGC, trading at 88.79. Our next target is 89.31 is our next target for silver. Let's check gold. Gold took out our target. Okay, breaking news. Breaking news. I've got a live feed of the COMEX. I'm piping it in now. Pour, more to more. Pour. Okay, let's put in a new target here for gold. It's going to be right here at this last little bit of resistance. So our next target for gold is going to be 49.50. Our next target for silver, we're going to make 89. And then 89.31. Wow. Here we go. Woo. Pavel's saying, this isn't good. You didn't learn it's a trap. I hear that all the time. People have been telling me on my channel, it's been going for 9 years. I've been screaming from the rooftops. I first started stacking in the 13s. People were telling me it's antiquated. It's never going to be worth anything. We'll just crash again. Just like 1980 and 2011. They told me that, and we broke 20. They told me that we went to 30, 40, and 50. Then we went back to the 40s. They said it's over. Then we went to the 50s again, 60s, 70s, 80s, 90s, 100. They said, no way. Then we went 110, 120. Then we dropped down to like 72, and people are like, it's over again. It's a trap. And here we are back at 88. Ladies and gentlemen, here is why I'm so bullish on silver and gold. Again, not a financial advisor, just some dude on the internet with crabs. But here's why I'm so bullish on both, but more especially silver. 1980, we're in a silver production surplus. We produced more than we used. Same story in 2011. We've been in a silver production deficit for 6+ years now. 6+ years. We hit peak mining of silver in 2016, and every year since then it's decreased 1 to 3%. It's going down. We produce right now about 835 million ounces of silver a year. We consume more than 1.2 billion, and it's exponentially scaling. Why? Silver, of every metal, is the best conductor of electricity. Silver, of every metal, is the most reflective metal. Silver, of every metal, has some of the best thermodynamic properties. It's even antibacterial. It's in Mrs. International Stacker's yoga pants. There we go. There, look at that big old boy. That's why I'm so bullish. The demand for this is only increasing as the supply is decreasing. The only way to fix it is to get more of this stuff out of the ground. And brand new mines take 10 to 15 years from exploration to getting the ore out of the ground. 10 to 15 years. Even if you sped up the permitting, you're still talking 5 to 10 years. That is why I'm so bullish on silver. And silver and gold, remember, has been literal money for thousands of years. So I've gotten that comment a lot. It's a trap. You should have put that money into stocks. Well, you know what's funny? I responded to a comment the other day. The guy's like, you should have put it into stocks. You still would have done better. And I was like, really? Because since I got into silver, I'm up 567%. In that same time frame, the S&P 500 would have only returned to 247. So don't listen to the naysayers. Who in chat has diamond claws?
Diamond claws.
Remember, none of the fundamentals with silver have changed. The bankers have attacked it. They've attacked it big time. They continue to attack it. Countries around the world are saying it's a strategic metal. Remember, the U.S. literally made it a strategic metal, a critical mineral in December. So did China. Many other countries are following suit. We've stacked physical silver in the past. Look, minted from the U.S. strategic stockpile of silver. And we're stacking it again. And just yesterday, President Trump signed the Volt Act. I think it's called the Volt Act. And that's $12 billion to stack all types of critical minerals. Silver is a big part of that. So as big banks are stacking, literal billionaires are stacking, like David Bateman. Look at this. David Bateman, he's stacking. You've got people telling you it's a trap. It's antiquated. It's not going to do anything. But look at David Bateman here. Look at him. Here are the reasons why I invested close to $1 billion in precious metals over the last 6 months. And this is from March. He's killing it. Including the purchase of 1.5% the annual global supply of silver, 12.69 million ounces. The global monetary system is about to collapse. The Great Reset or Basel Endgame. The biggest credit bubble in history will soon pop $300 trillion. There is no way the U.S. can refinance its $28 trillion in maturing debt. Now, look, you're going to say, but wait, the U.S. debt is $38.6 trillion. Yeah, that's true. And remember, with gold and silver or anything, any asset, nothing goes straight up forever except the U.S. national debt. But he's saying 28 trillion because that's what's maturing that we're going to have to refinance in the next 4 years. There's going to be an obscene amount of printing paper currency. Trump's tariffs are hastening the collapse, and it's by design. Gold and silver are only meaningful life raft. Physical possession is literally everything. The world right now is a sophisticated game of musical chairs. The chairs are precious metals. Crypto is a psyop. Those who purchase will have no chair when music stops. Now, guys, I started in crypto. I still play around with crypto a little bit, but I was mining Bitcoin in 2013 and 14 before it was cool. So do I think crypto is a complete psyop? Maybe some coins, yes, some no. The technology has revolutionized things. I think there's a place for it. But I'll tell you what, I got out of the majority of my crypto assets and put it into physical gold and silver because I do believe What he's saying here is true. Real estate, crypto, stocks, and bonds will all lose significantly compared to precious metals. I do agree with that. The banking system has been meticulously designed to seize your assets, to buoy up a collapsing banking sector. See the great taking. You have zero counterparty risk with precious metals. I'm up 20% already on my purchases. Ladies and gentlemen, I agree with the majority of that statement there, that sentiment. Remember, the Federal Reserve is not federal. It's a private entity. If you did not know that, put I did not know that in chat. The Federal Reserve is not federal, and literally on their website, their goal is a minimum of 2% inflation every year. That's the hidden tax on you. That's why we stack this stuff. Physical silver. That's why we stack this stuff. Physical gold. It's because all throughout history, the big banks, the governments, they've told you to invest in this stuff. Paper, fiat, currency. And all throughout history, this stuff right here, when not tied to physical silver or gold, has literally always gone to zero. And as I plop down this big fat stack of Vietnam dong, I want to remind you, it got so bad in Zimbabwe, they printed $1 million notes, then they printed $1 billion notes, and then they printed $1 trillion notes. And just to drive this all home, one coin from Venezuela, a bunch of these worthless pieces of paper now are Venezuela currency. This 5 Bolivar from Venezuela from 1936 is 90% silver, still worth its weight in silver. Meanwhile, all this paper fiat currency went nearly to zero. That's why I stack. That's why I'm bullish. What do you guys think? What do you guys think? Wow, look at that dong, says holy. That's funny. Map guy, she. Thank you for the $2 super chat for being a channel member. International stacker, Crystallite champion, 4-time Crystallite champion. But yeah, that's why. That's why I laugh when people say those things. It's a trap. It's going to zero. No, I don't believe so. Not a financial advisor, just some guy on the internet. And guys, we are at 61,672 subscribers. Thank you so much. That's only 37 more subscribers. No, 27 more subscribers to the next big show. And you got to be subscribed anyway for the mega giveaway. I'm giving away 25 ounces of silver, pounds of copper, and some gold. I'm dropping the link in chat right now for you to enter. You got to be subscribed. So subscribe, enter the mega gaw. If you can't see chat, you just go to my channel of videos latest, and then the second to last video. Win silver, not clickbait. 2,400 silver giveaway. It's happening this Saturday. Don't miss it. Who wants it? All right, I need to take a breath after that rant. That was a rant. Whoa. We're about to break 100 again in Shanghai. Let's mark it. That's a big deal going back over 100 in Shanghai after the smash down. Look at that. Boop. Shanghai is trading again. We did have a gap up here. Massive gap down. Look at that. They halted trading Friday, Sunday evening, yesterday. After hours, it looks like we had a halt there, but now we're going. Gold to silver ratio is dropping again, 55.59 to 1. Let's see what you guys are saying to me. Whoa! You better watch out, bankers. The king crab is coming for you. Guys, in the war room, I did a face reveal. This is what I really look like. I am a crustacean. My face has been leaked. That's me. That's what my face looks like. Dracula's saying, cool, right about silver. Thank you. F in the chat for the banker, says Mrs. C. Look at this. SoFlo, the baby gator call works 90% of the time, 100% of the time. It's science. Look at the bankers. Look at the baby gators. Look at this. It's science. Okay, we need to put a lizard. Here it is. Boop. Thank you for that, SoFlo. Will is saying, buy the dip. Me. I will go to the supermarket to buy chips. My wife. Don't forget to buy the dip. And then buy the dip. Look, he's flashing back. It's like scenes from Vietnam. That is so funny. Oh my gosh. Becky, look at that bar. That is hilarious meme. Nami, next target 91 says Nanami. So let's put something on here for Nanami. Nanami is saying 91, so we're gonna put a target on here for Nanami. There you go, Nanami. There you go. And it looks like we're building back up here again. Wow, and in chat, Tone Tech says they are a unicorn. Interesting. SLV is about to blast off. Thank you for that, Nanami. Silver Surveyor saying, IS, is there any way to graph the US AU to China? Guys, AU is a periodic table for gold. US to China arbitrage gap. I mean, probably, but I will not attempt that live. And I've also find when I overlay on the charts, it makes it super laggy. So I don't like to do that for live streams, but I'm sure you can do it. But thank you for that. Did I like that? Variable. Let's go, people, to the live stream. Thank you for that. Okay. Now is evolution. The orchestrated crashes are not having the desired effect any longer. Okay, now crash the paper price in silver and gold to scare the masses back into cash. Sir, they just aren't buying the lie any longer. They want the metals. Yeah, we're literally buying the dips. IS, even children now understand who is actually creating the mess that we are seeing. Best wishes. This is from Now is Evolution. How can we possibly run a bullion dealership when we have nothing left to sell? This little kid. This is all because the criminal banksters have been rigging the precious metals markets for many decades. So funny, dude. Alan saying, International Stacker, no streaming this morning. I'm live now. Oh, no. That's why you got to turn on the notifications, guys. You don't want to miss it. Shouting you out. Did you make it? Alan, are you in chat? Whoa, the Perth Mint. Look at this. The Perth Mint is magically doing some system maintenance. Let's check on that. Let's also check on AppMex. It's been a good bellwether for us. Perth Mint. Okay, okay. I'll accept the cookies. No silver shortage. We're working hard to meet demand. No silver shortage, but we shut down. We shut down orders for 6 weeks, but there's no shortage. I don't have time for that. Let's see how much an American Silver Eagle is right now at AppMex. As we push back up here, you still can't get under for a hundo. 105.55 is the check cash price. Here's the trick, guys. You can do a digital check on any of these online bullion, and the digital check is immediate, and it's still the cash price. So let's see how many they have in stock here. They've got over 10,000 in stock. If they had less than 10,000, 9999, that would like pop up and show you the number. Okay, we're poised here. We're poised here to take out the next target of $89 for silver. And we're starting to coil here on gold. We're getting close there as well at 49.50. Okay. 1 second here. I need to drink some water. Woo. Woo. I'm currently searching for something. Give me 1 second here. No. Okay, we're pushing back towards that. That's imminent. Okay, no. In a little bit, not quite yet, we are going to do a crab raid. And what that is we find a small creator. And we go in there and we raid the stream with crabs. And we like the stream and support them. And I'm trying to find a smaller streamer right now. Does anyone know a small creator? I prefer small creators because it really helps out the channel. I really love helping out small creators. So if you know a small creator that is live streaming right now, let me know in chat. I can't find one. Get ready for the spring up, says Jason's Hub. Thank you, Jason. We did it. We took it out. Thank you for that super chat, Jason. Okay, we took out the next target on silver. We said it was imminent. 89 is down. Our next target here, 89.31. Gold's pushing to our next target of 49.50. New message. I did read the new message yesterday on stream. It's nothing actionable. It's just we're working hard. Nothing like new limits or anything like massive. Yeah. It's just we're working hard. A lot of orders, that type of thing. Cook with gold. Okay, let me see. Cook with gold. Oh, wow. Let's see here. I'm checking here. It's in a different language. It's in a different language. There will be a language barrier. Can anyone find another creator that's live right now? A small creator, gold or silver, or coin collecting, or anything adjacent like metal detecting? Okay, guys, we're locked in. I need everyone to lock in right now. Are we going to hit the next target of 89.31? I need you all to lock in. Wow, we just took out the target with gold. See that? I like to call this a little gopher or a little nubbin. Look, popped its head above. Bloop, a little nubbin. So we just took out the next target with gold. Oh, Mrs. Coin Crew. That would be fun. We can do her. I longed gold ROM 45 to 48. I regret not keeping it open. JPM PTSD got me. Glad I have physical. Well, hey, you won. And if you won, that's amazing. Yeah, so when we do the crab raid, guys, we're not going to do it yet, but we'll do Mrs. Coin Crew. She's got 1.86 thousand subscribers, so 1,800 subscribers and 60. 34 people watching. So when it's time for the crab raid, we'll do her. She's got a great channel, great community member, and I think she will appreciate that. And guys, when we do crab raids, it literally can change the trajectory on people's channels. And my perspective, the more gold and silver channels out there, the better. Raising tides raise all ships. The more people talking about gold and silver. My intent here, and we did it with the Shanghai. We broke $100 on Shanghai. Wow. We just got to a high, intraday high of $100.42. Super positive. But my big thing here is like trying to help share my journey with y'all, my triumphs, my successes, my failures, my wins. Hopefully people can learn something from it and make decisions accordingly. That's been my whole mission of this channel, to try to help people and share my journey with you guys. And guys, we are one subscriber. We are at 61,699 subscribers. We're one subscriber away from the big show. Who's it going to be? The next subscriber is going to get good luck for the next 25 years. And you got to be subscribed anyway to enter my giveaway. I'm going to put the link in chat. I'm giving away 25 ounces of silver, some gold, and pounds of copper. Whoops, not that link. Sorry, wrong link. Enter silver giveaway here. That was the wrong link. Here we go. That was the wrong link. Okay, so there you go. There's the link in chat. You got to be subscribed for that anyway. So make sure you subscribe. Maybe win some silver and gold and copper and see the big show. Channel members, we did it. We did it. When I refresh this, 61,700. If this is 61,700, it's time for the big show. Who's ready for the big show? 61,700. Thank you so much.
Welcome to the fourth annual
Fourth time
National Aerobic Championship, featuring regional finalists from all across the United States, competing for the title of America's best aerobic athlete. Presenting the reigning 1987 Crystal Light National Aerobic Champions.
Introducing the four-time Crystal Light Champion.
Thank you.
International Stacker.
Thank you so much. That was the big show. The name's International Stacker, 4-time Crystal Light champion, coming to you live from Key West, Florida, where I'm closer to Cuba than a Walmart. Ladies and gentlemen, we travel around the world on gold and silver adventures, and boy, are we on a massive adventure this morning. The last time I was in Poland, then I was in Praha. The next trip, I think, is Australia and New Zealand, coming soon. Woo! That is the big show. And some say if you haven't seen a big show, you haven't lived. So here's what's going to happen. The stock market's going to be opening here in 40 minutes. That's the next big catalyst. I've got to finish up some videos for you guys. So I'm going to be live this afternoon. Instead of market close, I'm probably going to cover market open. So that would be 5:45 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. I'll be live then, so make sure you are there. Make sure you turn on the notifications. You're not going to want to miss that. And I might even stay live for the Shanghai Open. We'll see you there. I might stay live for that. So we'll see what the details will look like tonight, but for sure 5:45 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. And what we're going to do now, ladies and gentlemen, is what's called a crab raid. And I've set it up so when this live stream ends, it's going to direct you guys all automatically to the channel we're going to crab raid. And when we get there, all you got to do is drop crabs in the chat. I ask you guys to like the stream, so it's their most liked live stream ever. And if you want to subscribe, that's up to you, but she's super close to 2,000 subs, so that would be pretty cool for her. So I'm going to drop the link in chat just in case, but you should all be automatically taken there. So we're about to do a crab raid right now. For everyone not coming to the crab raid, thank you so much for the support. And I'll say catch you on the next one. To everyone else, let's go change a smaller creator's day. And let's do a crab raid. We're going to go. I'm dropping the link in chat. We're going to go there right now together. You should be taken automatically here. Thank you, everybody. Catch you later today.